welcome to SB Native Pete Dal Bello. I'm your host, Pete Dal Bello. Unfortunately, I'm somewhat solo today as my co-host Jatsibe Sandoval couldn't be with us. But actually, she is somewhat here, and I would have printed out a color photo, but that would have cost 10 more cents. But anyways, Jatsibe, she's never been so quiet. But anyways, we're here. The reason we have her as a scarecrow is because we are here at a farm, an urban farm here in the city of Santa Barbara. And that is right at Pilgrim Terrace in Santa Barbara, California. And I can't wait for you to meet the head farmer, Jacob Miller, and also to see the farm and all the good things they're doing. Come join us. Jacob.
Pete, how are you?
Great, thank you for having me here. I enjoy it. The show is excited to be here at the farm, here at Pilgrim Terrace. And Jacob, tell me, how long have you been the head farmer here at Pilgrim Terrace?
So we just celebrated 2.5 years, June 1st.
Uh-huh.
So 2.5 years.
Wow, great. Have you been a farmer for long, or?
Well, my life does depend on plants, so I've been into them for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Since you were a boy, interested in farming?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh really?
Yeah, plants for sure.
Uh-huh. You from Santa Barbara originally?
Originally from the Midwest.
From the Midwest. Where in the Midwest?
The Heartland, Southern Illinois.
Okay. How long have you been in Santa Barbara?
I've been in Santa Barbara for 7 years now.
Wow. What brought you out here?
Sunshine.
Wow.
Same thing that brings everybody.
Well, you definitely got a lot of it.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. And then, and one of the reasons that we're here, obviously there's a lot going on here at your farm, but is this is an urban farm, as I tell people, within the city of Santa Barbara, and one of the things you do here is have a great deal of lettuce with the tower gardens.
So the bulk of our production is all hydroponic.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, we're using vertical systems. So the lower farm that we see here is focused on producing for our CSA program, which stands for Community Supported Agriculture. We have members in the community who make a donation to our nonprofit. This also supports our other work with organizations in the area, primarily being Veggie Rescue, Food from the Heart, and the Turner Foundation.
I see, great. Let's take a walk towards the, so I can see, our camera can see the tower gardens up close. How many? I know these are called towers. Is that what they're called? Or
Yeah.
So
the specific one of the systems we're using at the moment is called the Tower Garden.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a vertical hydroponic system. Pretty straightforward. It's a 20-gallon reservoir with a submersible pump. And it contains 44 growing slots in a 3x3x8 footprint. So really the main application and the exciting thing about this is how it would integrate into an urban environment.
I see. So the water flows from the bottom to the top? That's how that works?
Yeah, so it's pumped from the bottom of the tower to the top, and then it's gravity fed back down to the bottom.
I see. So
this is just one of a few different types of hydroponic systems that we use here on site to produce food for our immediate community and the community at large.
Is that all hooked up to one hose, or are there individually?
So there's an individual pump contained for each tower, and that's really one of the huge drawing points. Is it's highly mobile and modular.
Now, so how many towers are here on the property? I know there was a few originally, but on the property itself.
So on the property, including towers and all the various systems, there are right at 150 individual systems here on site.
I see. I see.
Producing 44 or more plants each.
I see. So then, so how many harvests per tower would you get a year? Per tower?
You know, because of our highly desirable climate, you know, and mitigating as much risk as possible, we average about 13 harvests per 3x3 section in the entirety of the production area.
I see.
So that's not just including towers, that's every 3x3 space.
And how many different types of lettuce? Because I know there's different types.
So primarily what we produce for our CSA program and the bulk of our nonprofit work are greens. So we produce a romaine, a lettuce mix, kale, arugula, and a wide array of specialty herbs.
I see. I see. There some
and those are the crops we focus on in the hydroponic systems. And then naturally all of our vegetable production is geared towards soil-based.
I see. And then some types of lettuce I'm sure grow faster than others. Is that what you'd say?
It all depends on crop variety.
I see.
And whether there are a tremendous amount of variables. But generally we focus on any crops that are 60 days or less to maturity.
And then you mentioned the CSA, if you could mention that briefly, what that is about.
So we have a monthly membership program where anyone in the community can make a monthly donation in exchange for a portion of our farm's harvest and an opportunity to use the space.
I see. And then, this, I just say I know it serves restaurants, it serves nonprofits.
Well, so any exchange for our CSA program is really focused at creating sustainability for our meal program and our service of our 90 residents here on site, but also the other organizations that we work with throughout the community. So we serve an average of 100 meals a day here on site and are part of another 500 more a week.
So could somebody get a tower from you and learn how to
No, absolutely not. Our only focus is production of local urban food. Ideally, we don't want our produce to go outside of a 10-mile radius. Currently, the furthest our produce travels is 8 miles. And really one of the interesting things that hydroponics provides is the opportunity to move a living plant. So not only are we moving it still living, but we're also reducing any sort of footprint due to single-use plastics, packaging. We use restaurant-grade reusable totes.
And it seems with some lack of space in general in society, I would think that hydroponics are probably growing in popularity. Is that
well? Certainly in urban environments, and that's really where their main and disruptive application is in urban environments. Surely there's no shortage of farmable land. The U.S. Bureau of Land Management estimates there are roughly 40 million acres in the U.S. of ornamental lawns alone. So. But in an urban environment, the possibilities are really kind of endless. And, you know, naturally there are problems. There are always problems, especially with something new in a massive sense. So I think the critical component is going to be getting it in the hands of farmers in an urban environment.
Because I would imagine there'd be some people that would see if they could buy one of these on their own.
Sure, I mean, you know, there are.
They're not going to buy it from you.
There are an uncountable number of ways to grow food hydroponically. So with a simple internet search, you'll be faced with more results than what you know what to do with. Systems you can buy out of the box, like a large proportion of what we use, systems you can make yourself.
Oh, really?
You can buy parts, half, whole, really, it's up to you.
Wow, that's interesting. So now, and I've noticed that, you know, there are citrus trees here as well, and how many fruit trees are here, and what types of fruit do you grow?
Well, so the bulk of our hydroponic production is really kind of looking at how it would integrate in an urban environment, but we're lucky enough to have a tremendous amount of space outside of that. So the mass of our vegetable production takes place in soil beds in the ground, wherever we can put it, everything from fruit-bearing trees and perennial vegetable crops to annual vegetable crops sown therein.
Has hydroponics been around a long time? I've only heard about it like a few years ago.
Well, I mean, growing plants with water has been around since plants
But I mean,
have
like
been.
this type of a system.
You know, many types of systems have been around for longer than I have.
I see.
You know, how long, who knows?
Wow. And then, what would you say is the goal for the future of Pilgrim Terrace Urban Farm?
So Pilgrim Terrace and the Terrace Foundation, the future is to continue to integrate the food systems with our at-need communities to the greatest degree we possibly can, in whatever shape that takes. Fundamentally, education is a huge component of what we do. So we teach classes, lessons, tours. We're really here to facilitate any sort of learning that we possibly can.
So schools come here for tours and learn about
Absolutely.
hydroponics?
Yeah, we have a junior high right across the street that we've had a long-term relationship and engagement with, the Turner Foundation as well. Their students join us here quite often.
That goes straight into the garden salad, right?
Yeah. So the lettuce is stored on site, living. So we'll just place it in a reusable bin, 1 to 2 inches of water, and it'll get served just like that.
Very cool. Where you guys just put them in here, or you just leave them right here, and then?
Yeah. So we use food grade, UV stabilized, reusable bins. You know, and it does a lot of things for us. I mean, first and foremost, it greatly reduces a comparative harvest process because we don't process anything. We deliver a living plant to primarily our 90 residents in the immediate community that we serve. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Veggie Rescue and Food from the Heart, both organizations who are heavily motivated and dedicated to serving food to those in need. Veggie Rescue actually gleans from farms in the area. So to prevent food from going to the landfill, they'll pick it up from the farms and distribute it to nonprofit organizations, schools in the Santa Barbara and San Ynez Valley area. And Food from the Heart is a local organization that serves generally 140 to 160 families in crisis situations on a weekly basis. So they deliver enough food for 3 to 4 people, generally 2 to 3 days. So they deliver every Wednesday. They try to make it last till Saturday or Sunday. So this is really focused on serving the itch within our West Side community to garden themselves. So anyone can rent a plot. It's a 10 by 20 plot, $65 annually. And
Do they go through you or through the city?
no, so that's done through the city of Santa
Through
Barbara.
the city of Santa Barbara. So I could have my own plot out here then.
Absolutely. The plot renewal deadline is June 30th, so it's coming up.
I see.
You know, so we can see in here there's a tremendous amount of diversity as far as the plants
So what
and what everyone chooses to grow.
If I were to choose to have, I guess, rent a plot, I guess is that the terminology?
Yeah, absolutely.
I go through the Parks and Rec department?
Yeah, so it would be the Parks and Rec Department and the West Side Community Center on Ortega.
And I guess I could grow almost anything here.
Anything you so choose. There are a few invasive species that are banned from being planted.
I see.
But beyond that,
What are those? So I'll know what not to plant.
so invasive flowers, nasturtium, mint, anything that are bushes or trees inside of the 10 by 20 pots. So any rosemary bushes, blueberry, raspberry, anything that's a bush or a tree.
I got you.
Just to name a few.
So I can grow artichokes here or things of that nature.
Absolutely.
Well, that's great.
Absolutely,
That's
you
great.
can.
And,
There are some artichokes growing right over there.
oh, perfect. And that's surprising that's not mine, but could be someday. It could be someday. Well, that's great.
This is also something really cool. This past season, at the beginning of this season, we built assisted access beds for some of our residents and community members who have mobility issues. So we started with 3. You know, definitely some tweaking and fine tuning that we have to do, but 2 of them are looking pretty happy.
Here at Pilgrim Terrace, there's also this beautiful park. It's a 1/4 of an acre, and there are many events that are held here. And as always, we want to thank our sponsors, because without them, this show would not be possible. Town Associates, Pani Vino, Via Vi, Dal Bello Investments, Tino's Italian Grocery, Dr. David Inman, the best chiropractor in town. He's located at Suite 24 in Victoria Court, downtown Santa Barbara. Realtor Patrice Serrani, who is with Berkshire Hathaway on Coast Village Road. Sheer Delights Lingerie and Accessories at 422 North Melpas Street, Suite 2, where sensuality begins. The International Chiari Association, and the Craftsman District. Thank you again, and please tell our sponsors that Pete Dal Bello sent you.
Thank you. We're Muddy Love. Great to be here tonight.
want to thank everybody for watching, and Jatsibe, my lovely assistant, she will be back soon. I know you miss her. I do. And actually, she'd rather be here with Jacob the farmer anyway, so let's just leave her here. And but anyways, look forward to our next episode. We'll be back in Studio B, and I want to thank everybody for watching, and thank you again, and goodbye, Irene.